It's finished here. Altrincham 1, Stockport County 1 on Boxing Day, and the Robins have continued their long unbeaten run. And we're talking to manager Phil Parkinson. Phil, good point for us that, I think, today.
Yeah, in hindsight, we'll look at it like that. But I think the biggest statement that I could make is we're really disappointed with a point as well. So Stockport are a team we've never beaten whilst I've been here, and we're really disappointed we haven't got maximum points, but not that we deserve them today.
County have got out of the blocks very quickly and had a lot of possession in the early stages. Good effort by Reid in the early stages, just curled around Tony Thompson's post, and we were finding it difficult in those early stages to make a stamp on the game.
Yeah, I felt for the majority of the game they had more possession than us, which is really unusual for an Altrincham Stockport game, even though previously when we've been beaten by them, I feel we've dominated possession. We've been the team who've been dictating the play. I felt today that was them, but I think that was down to our poor performance as well. We were below par today, and that's the promising thing is I think we can play much better than that.
The goal was an interesting one because just a few minutes before, the Stockport defence had gone AWOL and we were through with Tom Pears and Matty Costello, and Tom couldn't quite pick out Matty, but then literally a couple of minutes later Matty's on the ball and he's spotted Yusuf doing a blindside run, and it was a really good finish from Yusuf.
It was, and I must say Sorves in particular on the training pitch has been working on that with the front lads, the counter-attacking play, the pass selection. And I think you've seen that a few goals this season. Our counter-attacking has been very good. I mean, Matty's weight of pass the previous week against Chester as well. But the way we're breaking, I think, has been fantastic. And there was no doubt in my mind that Yusuf was going to score that goal. And as you said earlier, I think the reason Tom didn't play Matty through is he was probably just a shade offside. So he probably held on to the ball longer than he needed to. And then obviously that destroys the attack. But I'm really pleased with how that's looking at the moment when we are breaking on teams.
The number of corners that Stockport had in the game was amazing, and eventually I suppose one was going to tell, but you've got to give credit to our defence because we've defended very, very resolutely, and I think that's well over 400 minutes in the league without a goal being conceded before Connor Jennings has scored.
Yeah, the lads have been outstanding on that viewpoint, and the out of possession we've been really robust, but I think a big key to our success there is the way that we've been able to retain the ball when we have been in games where we're 1-0 up. Today we were 1-0 up and we couldn't retain the ball, so it did feel like a matter of time before they would get an equaliser. But again, showing the defensive solidity and the togetherness of the squad, and remembering, I know some people say it's one player, but sort of a cornerstone of what we do. Jake Moult, our skipper, was missing today, and maybe that affected the fluidity of what we're doing. But defensively, the togetherness of the squad and the football club at the moment, I think, shone through. And as I said, disappointed to only draw against the Stockport team.
There was one moment in midway through the second half where the ball was bouncing around our 6-yard box. Sort of miraculous reflex save from Tony Thompson, and then I think Joel Senior's headed a loose ball round for a corner, but how that didn't end up in the back of our net, I'm not quite sure.
Because the lads worked exceptionally hard to keep it out of the goal. That's why. Again, we say about luck, don't we? But you make your own luck in this game. There's no way you go as many games as we have done without conceding a goal, without lads being very focused, working exceptionally hard, being willing to double up, being willing to put the bodies on the line and be in the right place. Sometimes it's easy to stay 5 yards in front and drop off 5 yards, as you said, with the goal line clearances. And we got the bit that's really tough to take, as well as Stockport played today. They scored a really scruffy goal, I felt. I mean, he did well to get across the near post, something that we've looked at after the game, what we can do there. But I'm just really disappointed that the fact that we couldn't defend that a little bit better. But overall, I think when you look at how Stockport set up today as well, they've shown us loads of respect. I think they've been playing 3-5-2 most of the season. They come in, they change to a 4-2-3-1, and it just shows the respect that they've got for us as well. So really looking forward to going to Stockport now and seeing it, if I was right in terms of we can play much better than that.
And we take every game as it comes, but certainly today and the game against Halifax on Monday, they're so close together that you've got to look at those as a little bit of a package.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think you look at Stockport, Halifax and Stockport again, and it doesn't get much tougher for us, does it? So there's a lot of local pride at stake, and two teams who are have massive expectations around what they're doing. We've just got to go there and make sure we acquit ourselves, do the things right that have served us well this season, and keep showing people how far we've progressed.
And one indication of the way we've progressed, 2 seasons ago we played Stockport 4 times between the end of October and New Year's Day. We lost all 4 games. We played okay in those games, we did quite well, but we didn't score a goal. 2 years on, Stockport have been promoted, we've been promoted. They're a massive football club, as we know, with a huge fan base and massive infrastructure, and yet we're there toe to toe with them.
Yeah, definitely, and that's why we took this step up, wasn't it? That's why everybody's put so much effort into playing at this level and making sure that we stay at this level. There's lots of things going on behind the scenes to take us on to the next step as well, but we certainly aren't at this point where Stockport County are. For me, and I've always said this, they're a league team. They've got all the things in place that they need to be a league team, and as I've said, we've come here and we truly believe we could get 3 points. So we're disappointed we haven't, but when you look at the game, probably fortunate that we've got a draw in the end.
And of course, under normal circumstances, this game would have been played probably in front of 4,000 to 5,000 people, which would have been quite an incredible event, and probably would have made it a better. I mean, I thought it was a decent match, but I thought it would have been a better match with 4,000 or 5,000 in the ground.
Yeah, that's been really disappointing this season. I know people have opinions on that, whether it goes for you or against you, but I can certainly speak from experience, and I'm sure all my players and everybody involved with what we do will back this. When the fans are in, it is a completely different experience. It's a different environment, and it certainly helps you, not hinders you, and we can't wait to get them back in.
Good to see Dan Mooney back on the pitch for a few minutes at the end, because he's certainly an important player for us, and I believe there's some good news on Ryan Colclough.
Yep, hopefully Ryan's going to be back involved in the next couple of games. The scans come back, he's got the all clear. We just needed to tick a few boxes today. With the injuries we've had, we've made sure we've done everything by the numbers, and heavily listening to the medical team, not taking any risks as far as we can. Obviously you can't foresee people getting injured or kicks and things like that, but yeah, it's really positive for Ryan, and we're really looking forward to getting him back involved, as well as seeing Dan Mooney on the pitch as well.
48-hour turnaround. Halifax at the Shea Stadium, which is a place that you went to as manager of Nantwich Town in the FA Trophy with Neil Sorville a few years ago. So it's a place that you know. And interesting side, Halifax had a bit of a slow start, but the manager was always saying we're a good side and we'll come through, and that certainly happened in the last 5 or 6 games.
Yeah, Pete's obviously a very good manager. He's a very good coach. You can see that the way he sets his teams up and the way they play, and obviously the belief he had in his team that it would come good and it would score goals. So he's obviously very methodical in what he's done. But listen, we don't concern ourselves too much with what other people do. We obviously look at them. We're disappointed with our performance today, and we'll look at that and we'll see how we can do better. And I think that's the biggest thing that I think our Altrincham fans can take from that, knowing that we've drawn with Stockport County when we can play far better than what we've shown today.
That's the thoughts of Phil Parkinson after Altrincham's 1-1 draw against Stockport County on Boxing Day. Halifax Town away at the Shea Stadium on Monday for a 3 p.m. kickoff.